again, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy, and I'm glad you decided to join me for this Friday edition of the chapter 71 of the book that I wrote, Legends Orbs of the Elements, which is a high fantasy adventure story. Can you believe that we only have 2 more chapters of this book and it's over? What an adventure it has. If you, as I have always said in my other videos, if you are interested in learning where to purchase this book, I will be leaving all that fun information at the end of the video. So please stay tuned for that. And without any more delay and chit chat, let's just jump right back into this adventure. Chapter 71. It was late in the morning when the last 3 groups of warriors were ready to depart. They all traveled together until they had to head in different directions. Happy nickering came from all the horses. The elk let out calls of their own. The elves were astride their magnificent Roosevelt elks. The legends rode their beautiful steeds. All the animals were groomed and washed. The horses' tacks sparkled as it caught the sunlight. They traveled at a steady pace. There was no fear in the land anymore. The inhabitants of the swamp broke into jubilant songs about various things. The large mass halted by a nearby river and indulged in a long lunch. Leon felt strangely happy. He, in all his life, never thought he would be in the company of Leon felt strangely happy. In all his life, he never thought he would be in the company of legends, not to mention the flyers. The elves were some of the most amazing, mysterious race he had ever seen. They were often aloof, but deeply concerned for not just their kin, but for other people's. For him, it was very exciting to observe elves. The hunter longed to learn Elvish. As to the swamp inhabitants, they were the toughest race he had ever encountered. They had to endure pain of being cursed and turned into beasts. That had to be mental warfare, and Leon knew he might not have been as strong as they were to endure it. They were also fierce fighters and brilliant map makers. The traveling party was once again trotting their way home. This time, it was the elves who burst into a marching song. After many long hours of riding, the road came to a fork. They stopped. Miggltura dismounted and strode to where the legend and hunter were walking instead of riding. My friends, here is where we must part from you as we go our own way from here. Miggltura gazed up at Castilia. He put a hand on her shoulder. She, in turn, did the same, using her hand to put on his shoulder. Tia ento le monto. Until next we meet. Castilia put a weak smile and repeated the elvish saying. Then Miggltura turned to Leon. Tenden entue lai amonta qual fara. Until next we meet. Good hunting. Leon enjoyed hearing the farewell, or what he guessed was a farewell, in Elvish. He nodded solemnly, although he didn't understand, and replied in common tongue. Safe journey home, my friends. Let the elements smile upon you all, my friends. Miggltura did a half bow to him. Then Miggltura extended his hand like Rufus had done. Leon eagerly shook his hand. Then the elves broke from the group and were soon gone from the path. They continued to travel until it was too dark to see. The following morning was cloudy and cold. They made great progress, and by mid-morning they were well on their way. The repetitive clip-clop from the horses echoed around them with the sound of cart wheels. Leon guessed he would be back in the western plains in about a week. The scenery changed as they left the northern highlands. They were soon passing through the eastern coast. Seagulls called and shrieked. The smell of fish was very potent. Leon recalled the time he and Castilla were in this territory. The small group took a much-needed rest. Leon walked away from the camp to relieve himself. The animals were fed and watered. Cooking fires were started and victuals were provided. Many swapped stories of youth and childhood. Sitting around the cooking fire, Leon sat next to Castilla on the right. Jacob was on his left, and Seal was next to Jacob. "Tell me, Hunter, are you ready to see your mother? She's going to be so excited to see what has become of her son," Jacob said. Leon was finishing the last of his food on his plate. "Yes, I can't wait to see her. As you can imagine, she worries about me," Leon said, slightly embarrassed about talking about his mother. Seal took a sip from the cup he was holding and saw the slight red color in Leon's face. I think we all can relate to the worry a mother has for her children, no? Seal said to everyone. The whole congregation agreed and piped in, "Ah, yes, there's no better love than a mother. Wish mine was still around." Castilla was quiet. She was stroking Little Boy's hard, scaly back. He was enjoying this and softly bellowed happily. She piped in, "Are you going to bring Little Boy back to the Western Plains with you? Don't be angry with me, but I don't think he'll like it there." Leon gazed down at this enormous reptilian pet. He had such a deep, loving bond with him. Leon softly petted the soft, smooth neck of his gator, who raised its head so Leon could pet longer. "Could you imagine the look on my mother's face if I showed up with Little Boy? You are right, of course. I never would have thought it would be this difficult, but the swamp is where he belongs, so he can be with his own kind. There are those who want to try and raise swamp dwellers like Little Boy for guards around the entrance of the swamp." Castilla listened intently to her friend. She hand-fed the massive gator, who took the dried meat strips as gentle as a lamb. "I know. I'm going to miss him," she said with a mixture of reassurance and sadness in her voice. When the meal was finished and cleaned up, the party started to travel again. Jacob and Seal were on their steeds. Leon and Castilla soon mounted their steeds. Leon eyed Castilla. "What? From here we are on our own. You don't mind, do you?" Castilla inquired. Leon shook his head no. Both Seal and Jacob trotted from the back of the group next to them. "Mi amor, be safe. Don't get into any trouble," Seal said teasingly, and gave her a fast pat on the cheek. Instead of giving him an insult back, she merely gave him a sarcastic smile back. Jacob came alongside her. "Mind what Seal told you, to stay out of trouble. Leon just wants to go home in one piece." She opened her mouth to stand up for herself. "Oh, you know me, brother," she said, and used her fingers to bop him on the top of his nose, a childish tactic she used to annoy him, and apparently still did. Seal and Jacob now turned their attention to Leon. "Take care of yourself, my friend," Seal said, and Jacob nodded his agreement. Leon replied, "Safe journey home, and let the elements smile upon you." Both male legends bobbed their head in acknowledgement. Leon felt inadequate when he observed the legends' outfits. He just had his regular clothing he'd used to hunt in and a brown cape. They were good quality, but at times they didn't quite hold up from the quest. They wore clothes that were form-fitted, for them, while also having the added benefit of being constructed out of tough fabric that could weather any type of weather. The legends also wore mottled gray, greenish brown capes and hoods. The men all shook hands. Seal now came alongside Castilia. He used both hands to cup her face. Ever the slightest blush crested her face. She leaned forward, and Seal placed lips tenderly on her forehead. For a, for a short but sweet kiss, like she had done with him when he was injured. Then Castilia and Leon departed from the rest of the group. After they were quite a distance away, a few hours later, Leon turned to Castilia. "You will tell me when the wedding is, won't you?" he asked, enjoying the sassiness of his question. She rolled her eyes and nodded, while giving a reply he wasn't expecting. "You will be the first to know. Clearly, you aren't letting this go. This is going to be a long ride to the Western Plains, isn't it?" she said, laying it on thick. Leon laughed and tweaked some of her loose hair. "Yes, very long, long ride, my friend," he replied smartly back to her. She shoved him and trotted ahead of him. "Wipe that grin off your face. What would your mother say if she could see you?" Leon just laughed and encouraged his horse into a fast trot to catch up with his friend. So that is all the chapter for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story and would like to continue on by yourself or along with me, or if you would like to get this for a colleague, a friend, your neighbor, your sister, your brother, uncle, aunt, anything like that, my book can be purchased on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Apple iBooks, and lots of other places books are sold. I also have a Facebook page dedicated to all things Legends Orbs of the Elements. There I try to write an article Monday through Friday about different aspects of my book. The first article I ever wrote was how I crafted and created the names of Leon and Castilia. Another article I wrote is about my three baddies, Prince Nero, Witch Rifa, and Wizard Blinken. All these articles are spoiler free, although my book is almost at an end, so I don't think there will be any spoilers. But if you are new to this channel, definitely don't, if this is the first time hearing about my Facebook page, you will not be disappointed at what is going to be happening in the last few chapters. So if you like that, please go check it out. You can also follow me on social media. I have a TikTok account. I have a Instagram account. My TikTok is more related to and focused on doing videos and whatnot of the sequel to this book. So if you want to continue on with that journey, go check out my TikTok handle, or the name of it, or whatever it's called, is Idaho Disney Book Dragon, or something related to that. I just try to keep it all the same so it's easy to find. As always, thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a like, subscribe, share with friends and family. I am working on getting 200 subscribers, because once I reach that, I will be doing a big giveaway. So if you want to try to be entered into that contest, please subscribe. Or if you know anybody that likes the kind of content I make, send them my way. I love having new subscribers and growing my channel. There's only 2 more chapters, I believe, in this book. Yes, I wrote it. And I think there's 73 chapters. So let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are about this book. What do you think is going to be happening next? Let me know down in the comments down below. Also in the comments down below, would you want to take home Little Boy, or would you send him off with the swamp dwellers to live with more of his kind? Let me know. And as they say in my book, may the elements protect you, and I will see you guys Monday for another chapter. Bye-bye for now, everybody.